The White House was unusually quiet for a Thursday night. Most of the staff had gone home. The only sounds were the low hum of distant security monitors. President Donald Trump, now back in office, sat alone in the Oval Office, sipping lukewarm coffee, unable to sleep. He glanced toward the hallway and turned to his aide, Marcus. "Who's on the night shift for security tonight?" Trump asked suddenly. Marcus looked up, confused. "Same as usual, I believe." "Why?" Trump leaned forward, his eyes distant. "I want to meet him." Marcus hesitated. "Sir, it's nearly midnight. May I ask why?" Trump didn't answer directly. Sometimes the people you least expect carry the biggest stories. "Bring him in." Still puzzled, Marcus made the call. Downstairs, a tall, quiet man in his late 40s adjusted his badge as he began his shift. His name was Noah Jensen, stoic, professional, always on time. He had worked White House security for 2 years, keeping to himself and rarely speaking unless necessary. When the radio crackled, questing his presence in the Oval Office, Noah froze. He hadn't been in that room since... His hands trembled. Slightly as he adjusted his hat, the long walk through the marble corridor felt surreal. His memories surged, some joyful, others painful. At the Oval Office door, a fellow guard nodded at him. He's waiting. Noah took a deep breath, steadied himself, and stepped inside. President Trump looked up from his desk. But when their eyes met, his expression shifted surprise, then recognition. A heavy silence followed. "Noah," Trump said quietly, rising to his feet. Noah straightened. "Yes, sir." Trump stepped closer, eyes narrowing not in suspicion, but in recollection. "You were with the Marines? Afghanistan, right?" Noah nodded slowly. "2nd Battalion, sir." "You visited our base in 2007. Trump's eyes lit with memory. "You saved someone that day. There was a car bomb." "Private Keller," Noah said, his voice quiet. "He was 19. Trump nodded solemnly. "I remember. You pulled him out under fire." Noah looked down. He didn't make it. Trump's voice softened. "But others did. You gave them a chance." Marcus, standing quietly near the door, watched the exchange, stunned. Trump glanced at him. "Marcus, give us a moment." The aide nodded and left. This wasn't politics. It was personal. Trump gestured to the leather chairs near the fireplace. "Sit with me." Noah hesitated, then obeyed. "You disappeared after that deployment," Trump said. "Tried to honor you, tried to give you a medal. You declined." "Wasn't looking for medals," Noah replied. "I was looking for peace." Trump nodded. "Slowly? And did you find it?" Noah's eyes shimmered, just faintly. "Not yet." Outside, the night continued in silence. But inside the Oval Office, something rare was unfolding. 2 men from different worlds, reconnecting through shared history and unspoken pain. Trump reached into a drawer and pulled out a yellowing folder, its corners worn with age. "I kept this," he said, placing it gently on the table. "I wrote a letter after your deployment. Never sent it." Noah raised an eyebrow. "Why not?" Trump shrugged. "I didn't know if you'd want to hear from me." He opened the folder, revealing a folded, handwritten letter dated 2008. "Dear Sergeant Jensen, some heroes never wear medals. Some vanish into silence after battle. But I saw what you did. I saw the way you held your fellow soldiers. I saw the weight you carried. If you ever need a job, a place to call home, or just a moment of dignity, come find me." Donald J. Trump. Noah stared at the letter in silence, his jaw tight. Trump watched him, then spoke softly. "I meant every word." And for the first time in a long while, Noah Jensen nodded, not as a soldier, not as a guard, but as a man who, maybe, wasn't so forgotten after all. Noah's hands trembled as Trump passed him the letter. "You wrote this," he said quietly, "and never sent it." Trump nodded. "I was told you'd gone off. Grid. No address, no contact. They said you didn't want to be found." Noah's voice was calm, but weighted. "I didn't." Trump leaned back, watching him carefully. "Then why are you here now, working security at the White House?" Noah stared down at the worn letter. "Because I didn't expect to be seen. I thought if I stayed quiet enough, I could serve without being remembered. Trump's voice was steady, but I remembered. I always did. Noah looked up, his eyes glinting with something deep and long buried. Pain, dignity, maybe even hope. And in that moment, the room shifted. No longer about titles or power, it became something quieter, more human. The kind of silence that doesn't demand attention, it earns it. Trump finally broke it. What happened after you left the military? Noah took a breath like he was exhaling. A lifetime. My wife left. PTSD got worse. Couldn't hold down a job. Spent a year living out of my car. Trump's jaw tightened. You were homeless. Noah nodded. Dignity doesn't survive easily on the streets. And yet you ended up here. Veteran outreach program. They offered me a quiet post. Night shift. No crowds, just shadows. Trump's voice cracked slightly. Noah, you could have come to me. I meant what I wrote in that letter. I know, Noah said gently. But I needed to rebuild without pity. Trump's gaze held him. Not pity. Honor. Noah gave a soft, almost sad chuckle. I used to think honor came from medals. Turns out, ... It comes from surviving. Still choosing to protect others even when no one notices. Trump stood. He chose to guard a building I sit in, without expecting recognition. That's what real service is, isn't it? Noah replied. Protecting what matters, not who sees. The room felt sacred. Trump walked slowly to the window, looking out at the Capitol below. So many fight to be seen, he said, but you chose to vanish. Noah looked down. It was safer. Trump turned back. Maybe, but maybe it's time to be seen. Again, he paced, clearly wrestling with something. Then he stopped. Noah, I don't want to embarrass you, but there's something I'd like to ask. Noah raised an eyebrow, sir. Trump gestured to the letter in his hand. Let me make this right. Let me tell your story. Noah's jaw tightened. No cameras. Trump nodded. Then let me share it anonymously. Let people know what quiet heroism looks like. Noah hesitated. Then, slowly, he nodded. If it helps others find purpose, ... okay, but only if the focus stays off me. Trump smiled. Deal. Right. He called Marcus back into the room. Schedule a national address in 2 days. Prep a segment. Marcus looked puzzled. About what? Sir, Trump glanced at Noah. About an unknown soldier. Yeah. A midnight guardian. 2 days later, the East Room of the White House was softly lit, draped in American flags. There were no grand fanfares, no applause cues, the presidential seal, and a room full of listening ears. Trump stepped forward, no teleprompter, no speechwriters, just words. Tonight, I want to share a story not about power or politics, but about a man most of you have never met, a man who once served in our armed forces, who saved lives under fire, who came home quietly wounded, not just in body, but in spirit. He didn't seek medals. He didn't ask for honors. He disappeared into the edges of our country, surviving, healing in silence, and somehow he found his way back here, not as a headline, not as a photo op, but as a guard in the night, protecting the very building where decisions are made about our future. He didn't expect to be seen. But tonight, I want this country to remember that our freedom is often protected by those who ask for nothing in return. This is for every silent hero who stands watch when no one else does. There was no applause, just a deep, collective stillness. A nation reminded, somewhere. Backstage, out of view, Noah Jensen listened, not in uniform, not in shadow, just a man. Seen, ... memories, yes, but also meaning. The silence he once clung to no longer felt like hiding, felt like presence. The halls of the White House hadn't changed, but Noah had. He passed portraits of past presidents, busts of historic leaders, and walls lined with echoes of history, yet none of them felt as loud as what had just been born quietly in the dark. Remembrance. Lily's Garden of Honor broke ground 3 weeks later. Tucked in a serene corner of the South Lawn. No press, no ribbon cutting. Just a few rows of soft earth, hands planting the first daisies, under moonlight, Noah's hands among them. The flowers would grow with the seasons, each one tagged with a simple wooden marker, a child's name, a memory, a legacy. Noah visited it once a week, never in uniform, sometimes with a watering can, sometimes just to sit. The first time, he brought Lily's old drawing, a crayon sketch of a daisy with a sun smiling above it. He buried it beneath the soil where the first bloom had emerged. He whispered, "You bloom now, kiddo. You bloom for all of them." In time, Midnight Guardian became more than a hashtag. Not just the ones who served in combat, but those who served through survival. Stories poured in. A retired medic who worked the overnight shift at a rural ER. A single father who guarded school doors every morning. Gold Star mother who volunteered. At shelters each Christmas, each one a Noah in their own right, each one now seen, and yet Noah remained where he felt most true, in the quiet. He continued working the night shift. Same uniform, same badge, but the glances he received had changed. Not out of awe, out of understanding, respect. Months later, just before dawn, a letter arrived at the White House front desk. No return address, just a small note inside. To the man who guards the night, thank you for helping my dad feel proud. Again, I planted daisies at home. I named them Lily, a daughter who listened. Noah tucked the note into his wallet and on his next break. Beneath the moon, he walked alone to the garden. He didn't say much, just stood there, letting the silence say everything. Because some stories aren't shouted, some names aren't known, but some heroes still stand in the quiet. In the dark, so others can dream in peace. Yadin Wafadari or Shifa Ki Kamash Gunj, Salin, Bod, Noani, Kud Ko Masuz, Kia, Deka G, AYA, Dot, EXA, Haftbod, Usk, Lockermain, EXE, Chithi Thi, Guardian Kanam, Ajrat, Main Apni, Yanlin, Walatha, Fear President Niapki Kahani Sunai, Apanyad Delaya, Joander, Lardi, Hain, Wokamzer, Nahi, Sipahi, Hotain, Shukriya, Main, ABB, Zinda Hun, Ek, or Kamash, Sipahino, Ni Chithi Teen Bar Padi, Harlafs Bari, THA.USNE, Chithiko, Bronze Star, KPAs, Raka, Drorband Kia, or Deersay, Kaha, Shayad Bacha, Renahai, Asli, Mission Tha, Lily Kagarden, Bonalaga, Trump Kuda Design, Deck the Safed Pathor, Lacta Key Bench, or Daisy Key, PHOOL. Noah Dor Say Dekta, Choop Jop, Leekendil Say Dot, EC, Sham, Trump, Usk Pas, Ia, Main Kutch, Samja, Usan Kaha, Kaya, Noah Ni Pucha, Tum Kamoshi Main, Duty Key, Bub, Ya Garden, Sadion Takbalega, Noah Ni Miti Kitaraf, Deka, Kuch, Kahanian, Boshan Nahi, Monkti, Unsurf Jaga, Chehihoti, High Fool, Kalai, Ikarat, Clara White, House K Gate Par E, Hothmanek, Purani Tazvir Thi, Tazvir Main Tha, Private Keller, Wahi, 19 Salka Sapa Sapa Nahi Payat Tha, Wo, APK, Barimain, Likta, Da, Clara Boli, Ketha, Up Usk Sergeant Nahi, by the Noah Ni Kutch Nahi Kaha, Surfankan Main, Ansula, AA, YE, Dot Clara Ni, Ek, or Chithi D, Ager Main Wapas Na, Own, To Jensen Kokena, Usne Much Dusri, Zindagi D, Wana Main Boot Camp, Say Bina, Nikala Pata, Noani, Chitha Koapni, Say Lagalia, Kuchkars Chuke Nahiya Yate Likinyad Rakna, Haito, Enam Hota, High Garden Bonake, Korib, Te Korib, THA, Noahar, Rat, Wahan, Bathta, Akila, Iksuba, EK 10 Sol, Kaladka, Usk, Pas, Ia, Opi, Wahi, Ho, Na. Midnight Guardian, Noah Mascara Diashayed, Lodki Niek, Drawing Diek, Sipahayek, Fulpaked Hugh, Mir Papaket Hain, Op Ki Waja, Se Wo Zinda Hain, Noah Kiankun, Main Pawnee, Thashukriya, Adkabola, Main Op, Haisabana Chatahun, Noah Ni Deer Se Kaha, Mudges Better Bana, or Gina Mat Bulna. Trump Nias Garden Main Bula Kupsarat, Hai Noah Bula. Tumhara Hai. Trump Ni Kaha. Veterans Day Par Iski. Dedication Hoagie. Tombona, Noah Gabergaya, Main Speaker Nahihun. Trump Mascara Dia, Tompe Ho, Hai Sabs, Ziada Bol, Chuko, Hos Ho, Hong Kad, Hokar. Veterans Day. Garden Kilchukatha. Cameras Chelu, The Leakin, Palpavitra, THA, Noah Podium Pargaya. Sabchup, Hoge. Main Hero Nahihun, Usin Kaha, Surfek, Admihun, Jobacha, Raha, Usen Dart Ki, Bori Main Bola. Lily Ki Bori Main. .aur. Kai's Healing Applause Say Nahi, Taslim, Say Shuru Hoti Hai, Deshbar, Main Log Rook, Sipahan Ni, Apni, Dil, KHO, La, IUR Noah, Wahi Shift, Wahi Uniform, Leakinab, Invisible Nahi, Abiawaz, Tha Mahini, Beat Gay, Lilika Garden, AB Subgay, Glykula Tha, Bach Drawings Chot, Fauji's Choop Chop, BAITH Te, Eksham, Trumpea, Daisy Bench Par, RAKHA, .AUR, Wahan Danoa, Wahi, Uniform, Wahi Shante Shakti, Fark Surf Itna, Da'a, Dunya, Dante Thikan Thanoa, Na, Surf Ek, Guard, Nahe, Guard, Barek, Silent Guardian, Joe Is It, Kelly Nahi, Mohabbat K. Lailar Raha.